So it looks like we've got our tactics sorted. There's been a few tweaks to it from the last one, but as you can see, there are the chosen one players all set up, and it is still the three at the back system. We're defending in a 5, so we've got our 3 centre backs, 2 wing backs, and we've got our holding midfielder just keeping an eye on things. And when we break into our attacking shape, you can see we've got 2 up front now, 1 in behind, and the wing backs get really high and act like wingers. So in effect, we are setting up in a 3-2-5. Yes, it's early days for Pro Vicelli, but I'm happy to say that it started really well. And the big news is I've chosen the 6 chosen one players. I'm going to get to that shortly, but first, this is our tactic that we're going to probably see through season 1. You saw the shape. When we defend, it gets to a back 5. And when we attack, these guys in the wing basically go really high up because they're attacking wing backs. And we attack in somewhat of a 3-2-5, so it's a nice little mixture. It's very early days in the season, but as you can see, this shape has given us a +9 clear-cut chances for. So that is a good sign. We're creating a chance every 49 minutes. Now, as expected, I thought this guy would be the standout. This is Andrea Scianetti. Now, he's a bit older, he's 33, so he's not a chosen ones player, but he's going to be a linchpin of the team. And if you look at his early form, 5 goals in 5 matches with 2 assists. He's an absolute don. He's the type of player that's going to bring on the chosen one players. You can see he's completely involved. I mean, look at this for a solo goal. So my thoughts are he's going to help bring on the chosen ones players. He combines with 2 of them here. Here's Condello, who feeds him. So he's an absolute boss, and I've just offered him a new contract. So hopefully he stays for next season. Now, those chosen ones players, thank you for all the feedback. Pretty much all of your selections are involved. There's 2 that I'm swaying with, but I'll give you the first 5. The first one is probably no surprise. It is Simone Condello. As you can see, started the season quite well with 2 goals in 5 matches. He's in the middle of learning his new position of striker, so his attributes are a bit up and down. And recommended by many of you was Ruti Galano. Now, he has got a face now. That's his actual face. Look at him. Good looking lad. He's our deep line forward. He started the season well with 3 assists. Chosen one. I think it was unanimous that Rizzo, the goalkeeper, had to be the number 1 man. Another no-brainer was David Di Marino, a little bit older at 24, but we still think he'll get better. And I have gone for Stefano Collina, the 17-year-old centre-back, who is raw, but as you can see from his attribute rise after just a couple of matches, massive potential. So that's 5 of the 6, and that leaves me with 2 more to decide, and it's between these 2. So we've got a left wing-back, Lesi, as he's 25, he might be getting near his peak already. And the other option is Alessandro Loati. Now, he looks unspectacular, but the things he's got going for him are, he's like my Yaya Toure. He's 6'3". He's an absolute unit. When you see him on the pitch, he towers above players, and he is only 21. So we need to make a decision between the 2. So like I said, this is the formation we're probably going to go with for most of the season. I have made 1 tweak, and it's during the match against a certain formation, which we'll get to now. So this was our toughest game yet against Alcione. We did win it 1-0. They played a narrow diamond, and I did notice that one of their players was struggling a bit at right back. So, in the second half, the one change I made was down here. I asked Di Marino to switch to a wide centre-back on support. And then I added focus play down the left. So we're targeting their player who's at their weakest. Meaning we got some more overloads because Lesi bombed up there and he was right behind him. That helped us break him down. And we ground out our 1-0 win. And as you can see from the player match ratings, our strongest 2 players were down that left-hand side in Di Marino and Lesi. So that's a change I'm going to make quite often if need be. So pre-season was a bit up and down. This match against Regina made me change my tactic, and then I got it sorted for the season. And as the season commenced, as you can see, what a start we have had. We sit top of Serie C ahead of 91-1 on favourites Atalanta on goal difference. This is largely down to the fact we've only conceded 1 goal. Chosen one Rizzo, that's the boy, 4 clean sheets so far. Now this is early days, and we don't want to get too excited because even if we have a stunning season this year, Serie B is going to be way harder, but I am expecting to drop sooner or later because quite often when you start FM, you start great and then there's that blip out of nowhere. Now, I did tell you I was going to spam that button for facilities. It's probably too early. I've upset the board already. They have rejected my request for an improvement to the youth facilities, which is a bit of a blow, but when my reputation goes up, maybe our chairperson, Paolo, might change his mind. So until then, I've gone to work on things I can control, starting with player training. So focusing purely on the chosen ones, Stefano Collina, for example, you can see his attributes are on the rise. I went to his development and training, and I've set his rollouts. I want him to play that central defensive role so he can totally focus on that, and his attributes little focus there. And I've also added an additional focus to get that up as well. He's not the quickest, so we're going to start off with quickness training for about 3 to 6 months and then change that. When players are as young as he is at 17, you can change his individual training quite frequently and still see a bit of a bump. We've done the same with other Chosen Ones players. This is Di Marino. I want him to be a ball-playing defender, so we're training just that. And I'd like him to improve his defensive game, so that's his additional focus. How about our boy Ruti Giuliano? I am now set on him being a striker, so we're training him to be a deep line forward on attack and to aid this, attacking movement. Condello, aiming for him to be an advanced forward, so I'm going to improve his final third. He's taken a little while to adjust. It's not all going to be skyrocketing. Some players are going to go down before they go up. Goalkeeper Rizzo, by the way, although he is great, I am asking him to work on his reactions. Luati, the central midfielder. A good choice for a central midfielder to progress is box-to-box midfielder because that covers a whole range of attributes. And Roberto Lezzi also working on a wing-back game with a focus on defensive positioning. By the way, the biggest game we've had so far is a local derby against Navarra. Shinetti was the winner there. Honestly, he's a class above. 2-1, looks closer than it was. As you can see, the match stats were pretty dominant. Now, we also got that final coach in, so that means we've got a full coaching team. I'm working on another performance analyst, but as you can see, we're now top of the coaching team comparisons in a lot of departments in Serie C, so that's a good start. However, I will say this, my coaching level is not great. Once we get promoted, we've got to move some of these on. Thankfully, Chosen Ones doesn't cover staff. Do you know what I do love about Italian football? Your matchday squad has 15 subs. I mean, that is beautiful. So you can actually build yourself a really big squad. In fact, ours is too big, so I'm going to look to slim it down. There's some players here on loan that were already brought in from the club. I'm not even using them. And bear in mind that we've got all them players there. I mean, there's got to be 45 plus. But we've also got this under 20 squad here as well. So if we do need backup players, we've already got them, so we can afford to let some players go. So it's always good to have a look at your players and then have a look at the contracts, especially when you're early in the job. Get to expiring, and now we can see that I've got an absolute ton of these players leaving end of this season. It looks like a best part of 15 to 20. So just make sure that some of them are ones you want for the next season and then let that contract go. So with regards to that final Chosen Ones player, it's going to be either Luati or Lezzi. We'll decide at the start of the next episode. But the good thing is that they're both in the team anyway. So they're going to be playing this season. It just depends which one of them stays with us throughout. I'll put their profiles on the end so you can help me decide. But one last thing. I was just looking through the club info to get to know the team. I'm going to get some brand new kits uploaded as well. But when I went to affiliated clubs, there's one club that stands out a bit. Senior affiliate is Juventus. Another big decision to make. Do we use them? Do we loan players from them? Or do we just totally disregard them?